version recently completed a sold-out engagement in San Francisco before opening on December 8th at the Broadway Theater. Considered by many to be the greatest love story ever sung, Puccini's La Boheme tells the doomed love affair of the seamstress Mimi and the writer Rodolfo set against the world of Bohemian Paris. This new Broadway production is set in 1957 and will be sung by 3 different sets of leads during the course of any given week, in the original Italian with English subtitles. La Boheme is designed by Mr. Luhrmann's wife, Academy Award winner Catherine Martin. We caught up with this amazing company right before their Broadway opening.
Well, we had 2 years worth of auditions for me personally. I think I had something like 7 or 8 callbacks from the first audition to number 6. I think when I actually met Baz, kept singing for different people who happened to be in town, sometimes for the producers, sometimes for this party or that party or whatever. And then around like audition number 6, I got to finally meet Baz, and he came into the audition, and we started having a master class, which was a very different situation audition-wise. Never done that before. Went in, sang the aria, and he started working with me on it, focuses, intents, and things like that. And then after that, started pairing people up in auditions and seeing how people look together, how people sound together, how people work together, and workshopping lots of different things. And it was a very intense process.
Talk about the role itself and playing it.
The role itself is one that I've been saving, actually. I did a concert version of it about 10 years ago, and I'm sorry, I take that back, 6 years ago. I lose track of time. And after I'd finished it, I thought, not going to add this one to the repertoire just yet. It was a little too soon. And have never seen it. I've never been a part of a real production of it, and it's kind of like been a blank slate. So when I started working with Baz, it was all fresh material. I didn't have any preconceptions about previous performances or productions that I'd done, and so it was all brand new to me. And I actually found that working in this manner has freed up so many things. Working in this acting manner has freed up a lot of things vocally that were holding me back before. And I found such a level of freedom with this show that yeah, we can do it 3 times a week on a consistent basis, which you don't find in the majority of opera, because it's like running a marathon. It's very, very taxing. But in working in this way, freeing so much up, releasing the stress in the body releases the stress in the voice.
Stellar reviews just weeks ago. Now the new version of this classic opera is one of the great White Wave's hottest tickets. This morning the cast has been nice enough to stop by for a special performance. Konstantin Kitsopoulos is here. He's the musical director of La Boheme. And before we hear these incredible voices, I just wanted to chat with you for a moment, Konstantin. So what's the response been to La Boheme?
It's been terrific. As a matter of fact, a lot of the audience members that have come to see the show are first-time opera goers. We've really been excited about bringing new audiences to opera.
What's so interesting about La Boheme, among other things, is that you all have a rotating cast, because it is a quite demanding and challenging role, Mimi and Rodolfo, the leads. And you all spent 2 years traveling all over the world trying to find a cast that could really participate in this show.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we spent a couple of years casting, as you said, and we've seen, I don't even know how many thousands of singers, at least 2,500 singers from all across the globe, and have come up with these this incredible group of young, talented singers.
It's like a Benetton commercial too, which is fantastic because, no, it's really wonderful because they're from all over the world.
They are.
You know, we have Ekaterina, who's Russian, right?
From St. Petersburg, yes, and Wei Huang, who's from Shanghai. Alfie Boe, who's from London.
Yeah, let's start at the beginning. Let's just start with Wei, and then we can go, so their names actually correspond with their faces. Go ahead and start with Wei.
So there's Wei Huang, Alfie Boe.
Where's Alfred from?
Alfred's from London.
Hello, Alfred.
Lancashire.
Ekaterina, as we mentioned, is from St. Petersburg.
David Miller, who I think is from Colorado, right? And Lisa, who is from Utah, and Jesus, who is from Philadelphia, I believe.
Which is fantastic. Now, some opera purists have sniffed that these young people really need time to develop their voices, that they shouldn't be in such demanding roles, and they've also criticized the amplification system in the theater. You all expected that, didn't you?
We sure did. As a matter of fact, we did quite a bit of experimentation in the theater last May with a complete sound system, with a full orchestra, and with our singers, just to make sure we got it right. And as a matter of fact, my assistant conducted the performance the other night, and I went out and listened, and I can't tell that there's any amplification.
Yeah, one interesting thing, too, is you have translations on stage.
Yes.
But since many of these young people, I guess all of them, are classically trained singers, in conservatories all across the world, learning Italian is part of their education, right?
It's a critical part of their education. And as a matter of fact, what we did early on in rehearsals with Baz is to do quite a bit of text work where, as a matter of fact, all the translations that you see on those surtitle screens, that translation was put together by all of us sitting in the rehearsal room doing a translation. So a lot of that stuff, a lot of the phrases are phrases that the singers actually came up with.
Well, I think they do a fantastic job. You're going to sing A Christmas Carol, this time in English, with all due respect to Puccini. They'll be performing the First Noel.
The First Noel.
All right, thank you so much. That's impressive, especially at this hour. Thank you all so much. Constantine, thank you for bringing your wonderful cast of La Boheme in this morning. We really appreciate it. Happy holidays, Happy New Year, and best of luck with La Boheme. And we'll be back in a moment. This is Today on NBC.